welcome to What's the Future. It is a bright 7 a.m. this morning. Mike, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thanks. It's a little bit wet outside, but I see the sun's coming up, which is lovely, 7 a.m. Everyone's still asleep and locked down. How are you this morning, Brett? And
Good.
Grant?
Well, it's day 5. It's day 5 of our 21-day lockdown challenge, and I'm really pleased to have Grant Oliff with us. Grant, how are you, bud?
Yeah, good yourself. I haven't been up this early since lockdown started, so it's fresh.
Yeah, but you cleaned up well, you know.
It's above screen. Huh?
You know what, Grant? Brett just likes to be the one that wears the collared shirt every morning. Trust me, he's probably in his skid-marked underwear there.
I've actually got my training gear to go for a walk afterwards.
Yeah, cool. Well done. Yeah, brag about it. Okay, cool. Let's get straight into it, guys. Time. The people side of the cloud assessment. We've asked Grant to join us because this actually is the hard bit. And Grant, as our global account director, has had a lot of experience getting the people to move. And it's really, really difficult. So I'm going to just hand over because this is a hard part of the process.
Yeah, Grant, you can go for it.
Sorry, Brett, carry on.
No worries. I've just shared my screen with you. So this is where we kind of left off yesterday, and we figured you were the best person to pick up.
Yeah, I think and Mike hit the nail in the head earlier, saying the tech is the easy part. The people is actually the challenge. And I mean, if you look at the slide that we've put in front of you, I think getting the team together is key. You know, people can be blockers, and getting the right team together is what you really have to work with. You have to have a good, strong leader that sees the vision and that wants it to do, and he has to dictate some of the times. He has to be prepared to go out there. So, you know, what we try and do is, but we follow all the regulations and everything with regards to each corporate or each company's governance process. We take them through change control. We take all the actions that we need to do in order to ensure that everyone's comfortable with what we're doing. So that's where the team comes in. You know, we're dealing with a lot of different companies at the moment. We're dealing with two or three. We're trying to get through the process, and the experience is completely different because we're dealing with different people, and some people are really looking forward to this, and some people are really scared, and it is a scary thing. It is scary for them.
Scary, right? It is terrifying for most people.
Yeah, it's change, and people don't like change. You know, we deal with companies. A lot of them are legacy. A lot of them are quite comfortable. They haven't had to lift their finger for a long time, but their systems are falling over, and all of a sudden there's fear. And funny enough, the deeper you go in, the more problems you find, and the more cover-ups there are within these organizations. So, you know, personal training is key, and it's really quite difficult because I'm a strong believer that you can only train someone that wants to train. So you need to ensure that you've got the correct people that are prepared to listen and learn as they go through the stages. And most of the time as well, as you guys are well aware, we go in and we migrate within 6 weeks. Although the process behind, you know, the spade work or the dating stage is a little bit longer, but when it starts moving, the people that haven't allowed for the training to happen are usually the blockers, and usually the people that start spreading the stories about, you know, cloud's not safe and things like that. So a lot of the time you're doing damage management with regards to people as well, which is really difficult. So moving from training, you know, the cloud maturity assessment for me sometimes actually isn't about the tech. It's about the team that we work in. How mature are these guys? How secure are they in their skills and their positions? And also from a company leadership point of view, how safe has the CIOs or the CEOs made their staff feel with regards to this new process that they're going through? A lot of the time, not a lot of the time, all of the time, it comes down from the leadership. And if we're not leading this process, then it becomes very difficult. You know, you allow the people to run around and sabotage and do what they want to do. And we've had lots of people sabotage as we've moved forward. So it's key to get the leaders involved and to make sure that they're running the show at the end of the day.
And those cloud maturity assessments are easy to do, right? It's a great questionnaire. It categorizes them really well across the organization. So, I mean, it's a powerful tool, right? To actually get to look at your business in a mirror from the point of view of, you know what, we're going to do this digital transformation.
It's a fantastic tool. And whether you think you're ready or whether you don't think you're ready to go to cloud, you should be doing assessments all the time. You should be doing assessments within your business, because otherwise, you know, you're sitting around for 10 years not doing anything. So, you know, your cloud assessment and your people assessment, if you're leading the organization or the IT organization, you should be doing these assessments all the time. You need to know where you are. Things happen, you know, and today's day and age is case in point. Without actually knowing where you are, you have no idea how you're going to move forward. So it is key. It is critical, to your point. Moving forward on the slide there, you know, we look at training and immersion days. And training and immersion days, for me, really need to happen once you've made your choice of cloud provider. Because you need to buy into who you're going to and what they can offer. And there are, you know, the three cloud providers out there at the moment, Azure, AWS, and GCP. They all offer different sort of things and different sort of wants and needs. You know, and that's where your training and your immersion days sort of come in, where you know, you sell the Kool-Aid to the staff and to that. Again, I need to sort of point it out, but it's the leadership of the company that makes this happen. It's not the training day or the immersion day. You know, it's, if you don't want it to happen and you go and get a t-shirt, whatever, I've got 100 t-shirts in my cupboard that I never wear. So it's key that we get buy-in from everyone, and that's really what our job is when we go into the organizations, and we really work for buy-in from the key people. And then we move the what is nice with the actual migrate and the way that Teraflow does it is that we work over your shoulder, and we train you while we work. We also have got qualified trainers, which means your certs on GCP and AWS are available for you all the time. And again, once you start getting your certs, you start making yourself more available in the marketplace, let's be honest, or not available, you know, a better option for other companies. Yeah, a better option and things like that. And that's things that people don't look at. You know, this is the future. Yeah. And the longer you fight it, the further behind you're going to be, let's be honest. So certs, training, and all that really are to obviously help you run your systems and things like that, but also to market and to make yourself more creditable within organizations. You know, point 3, cloud steerco is a key element here, and it's really probably one of the most difficult ones, because you need to put a room full of like-minded thinkers together, and they need to determine the future of your cloud strategy. Not strategy such, but products and apps and things like that. And that's key, because up until now, I haven't been in a company where there's enough to do a proper steerco. There's always these blockers and people that are not really willing to move forward and things like that. So you really need to, and sometimes a steerco can start with 3 people, in my opinion, and move from there and grow different people. And also, when you're looking at a steerco, you don't necessarily have to look at your senior management. There are people that are really, really qualified and willing to move you forward that perhaps are just a DBA in your organization, but they understand what you're trying to do. So on a steerco, I would look and build it very slowly, because it's key for going forward. And last of on the slide there is your security and your network, which is obviously should be one of the main points, and probably should have been first. But in my opinion, your security and your network are key deliverables here. They're also probably the biggest stumbling blocks that we get across. I'm no security expert, but I'm sure as hell have done a lot of research and in the last 6 to 8 months with regards to security and setting it up. And the key element here is when we move into an organization, we look at security first. My feeling basically is if I've got security covered and I'm very, very comfortable that our networks and that are secure and our cloud project is secure, we can basically move or do whatever we like because I know that I've got the security buy-in.
I think it's also from a governance point of view.
Very quickly,
Yeah.
That's the process.
Yeah. But governance is important at this stage, right? Because you've got to get them on side with the various policies that are going to need changing, get all the sign-offs right. And I think security also has a remarkably large effect there.
So the key to it, Brett, you're 100% correct. The key to it is making sure that you do the foundation correctly.
Morning. Sweet, man.
Making sure you do the foundation. Actually got a fright there. Making sure you do the foundation steps correctly. Making sure that your governance is all signed off and 100% correct. Making sure that your security and your networks are 100% correct. That's your foundation of your migration. So it's very difficult to go back and to fix that when you're already sort of 60, 70% in the process. Again, people need to look at what you've done and with regards to security governance and that, if you're meeting their standards, and sometimes their standards need to be upped. And that's also another hard discussion to have. But once you've met governance and security, I honestly believe you can start moving forward with everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Mike, on that note, Grant, thank you very much. It's really important that you bring your people on this journey. And we're going to keep on bringing Grant in because he has some war stories and he has some massive success stories that he's open and willing to share with all of us. Thank you, Grant.
Absolutely. Thanks, Grant. Really appreciate you getting up so early this morning.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks, guys.